If you're looking for a small, lively bird that brings constant energy and delicate charm to your home, a finch might be the perfect pet for you. These tiny birds, known for their active behavior, melodic chirping, and beautiful feather patterns, are a joy to observe. Whether you're just starting your journey as a bird owner or adding another species to your avian family, finches offer a rewarding and relatively low-maintenance pet experience, provided their unique needs are met. In this guide, we'll explore what it's like to live with finches, how to care for them properly, and what to expect as a beginner finch owner. Before we go any further, please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps to support our channel so we can make many more videos so you can learn everything about the cutest animals in the world. Is a finch the right pet for you? Finches are great pets for people who prefer animals they can watch rather than handle. Unlike parrots or budgies, finches don't enjoy being picked up or cuddled. Instead, their charm lies in their natural behaviors. The way they fly, hop, preen, chirp, and interact with one another. They're busy little birds that thrive in pairs or groups and can fill your home with gentle birdsong and constant movement. For those who enjoy the soothing presence of animals but don't necessarily want a hands-on pet, finches are ideal. These birds don't need a lot of one-on-one interaction with humans to be happy, but they do need companionship from other finches. They are flock animals and become lonely, stressed, or even sick when kept alone. At the very least, you should always have 2 finches, and ideally more. They thrive on social engagement with their own kind, and watching them communicate, play, and care for each other can be an endless source of fascination. Finches are also a good choice for people who may not be home all the time. While they still require daily feeding, cleaning, and observation, they're not clingy pets. You won't need to spend hours entertaining them, because they entertain themselves, provided they have enough space, stimulation, and one another. Choosing your finches. There are many species of finches, but some are better suited to beginners than others. The zebra finch is the most commonly kept and perhaps the easiest to care for. They are hardy, sociable, and endlessly active. Society finches, also known as Bengalese finches, are another great option. They're calm, gentle birds that do well in mixed aviaries and adapt easily to life in captivity. When choosing finches, be sure to select healthy birds from a reputable breeder or pet store. Look for birds that are active and alert, with smooth, well-groomed feathers and bright, clear eyes. Avoid any bird that is fluffed up, sitting alone in a corner, or showing signs of discharge around the beak or vent. Try to buy birds that are already bonded or have lived together, as introducing unfamiliar finches to one another later on can be challenging. Unlike many other pet birds, male and female finches usually get along well and can be kept together. But be prepared for potential breeding. If you don't want baby birds, it's often safest to house same-sex pairs or avoid nesting materials that might encourage them to start a family. Setting up the cage. Finches may be small, but they are incredibly active. They love to fly short distances, darting from perch to perch and performing aerial acrobatics within their cage. That's why horizontal space is more important than vertical space when it comes to housing them. Choose a cage that's at least 75 centimeters long for a pair of finches, with closely spaced bars, no more than 1 centimeter apart, to prevent escape. The inside of the cage should be set up with several perches of varying widths and textures to keep their feet healthy. Natural wood perches are ideal. Avoid sandpaper perches or plastic ones that are too smooth. Add hanging swings, bird-safe toys, and a shallow bath dish. Finches love to bathe and preen. Avoid overcrowding the cage with too many accessories, though. Finches need plenty of open space to fly, and a cluttered cage can become stressful or dangerous for them. Be sure to place food and water dishes in easy-to-reach spots and clean them daily. If you plan to keep more than a pair of finches, consider upgrading to an indoor aviary or a very large cage. The more space you give them, the happier and more natural their behavior will be. What do finches eat? A good finch diet starts with a high-quality seed mix formulated specifically for finches. These mixes typically include a blend of canary seed, millet, and other small grains. While seed is a staple of the finch diet, it shouldn't be the only thing they eat. Seeds alone don't provide all the necessary nutrients, so it's important to supplement their diet with fresh greens, vegetables, and a fortified egg or soft food mix a few times a week. Leafy greens like dandelion leaves, spinach, and romaine lettuce are good choices, as well as tiny bits of grated carrot, apple, or broccoli. Be sure to wash all produce thoroughly and offer only small amounts at a time. Avoid avocado, chocolate, onion, and anything seasoned. These are toxic to birds. Fresh water must be available at all times and should be changed daily. Finches can be sensitive to changes in water quality, so rinse water containers well and avoid allowing them to build up slime or bacteria. Provide access to cuttlebone or mineral blocks to help with calcium intake and beak maintenance. You might also consider grit, although modern opinions are divided on whether it's essential for captive finches. If you do offer it, make sure it's clean, safe, and given in moderation. Handling and socializing with finches. Unlike parrots or cockatiels, finches are not birds that enjoy being handled. In fact, most finches prefer not to be touched at all. Trying to pick them up or chase them around the cage will only result in stress and mistrust. However, that doesn't mean they can't get used to your presence. You can bond with your finches by simply being near them, speaking gently, and moving slowly when feeding or cleaning their cage. Over time, they'll learn to trust you and go about their business even while you're in the room. Some finches will even fly closer or chirp to you once they get to know your voice and routine. It's important to respect their boundaries. The less you force interaction, the more confident they'll become around you. Your relationship with a finch is built through consistency and quiet observation, not physical affection. Finch behavior and communication. One of the greatest joys of keeping finches is observing their natural behavior. These birds are curious, social, and full of energy. They hop, chirp, preen each other, and take short, fast flights across their space. Watching them interact can be like watching a tiny flock in the wild. Finches communicate primarily through sound. While not as loud or complex as parrots, they produce a variety of chirps, whistles, and trills. Males are usually the ones who sing, especially when trying to court a female. Singing is also a sign of a healthy, happy bird. If your finches are quiet and inactive, that could be a sign something is wrong. You might also notice playful behaviors like chasing each other around, taking turns bathing, or exploring new toys. These are signs of good social health. Occasionally, you may see a finch puff up and squabble, especially when food is involved. But as long as it doesn't escalate into full-blown aggression, it's usually just harmless bickering. Cleaning and maintenance. Keeping your finches healthy starts with keeping their environment clean. Clean the cage bottom every few days by replacing soiled paper or substrate. Wipe down perches, food dishes, and water containers regularly to prevent the spread of bacteria. Once a week, do a more thorough cleaning. Wash the cage bars, scrub perches and toys with hot water and a bird-safe cleaner, and rinse everything thoroughly. Avoid strong chemical cleaners. What's safe for humans can be harmful for small birds. Replace food daily, discard any uneaten fresh items, and refill clean water. If you use a bird bath, change the water daily and remove it at night. A clean cage isn't just about hygiene. It also helps your finches feel secure and stress-free. Health and lifespan. With good care, finches can live anywhere from 5 to 10 years, depending on the species. Zebra finches often live around 5 to 7 years, while society finches and other varieties can sometimes live even longer. Their small size and fast metabolism mean that illnesses can progress quickly, so being observant is essential. Signs of a healthy finch include smooth, shiny feathers, bright eyes, normal droppings, active movement, and a good appetite. If you notice fluffing, labored breathing, drooped wings, a change in voice, or inactivity, it could be a sign of illness. In those cases, consult an avian vet right away. Routine checkups with an avian veterinarian are a good idea, even if your birds appear healthy. Prevention is always better than cure. Finches may be small, but they have huge personalities and fascinating behavior that can light up your home. They aren't pets that want to perch on your shoulder or learn tricks, but they're captivating to watch and listen to, and their social lives are full of depth. They need space to fly, companions to bond with, and a clean, stimulating environment to stay at their best. If you're looking for a pet that brings nature into your living space without needing constant attention or handling, finches are an excellent choice. With proper care, a pair, or a small group, of finches will reward you with years of activity, music, and avian charm. They may be tiny, but their presence fills a room. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below, and we will see you in the next video.